Welcome back everyone to Pineleaf Plays the Beorning. I did a bit of farming to get all the way through the apprentice level of farming, and that allowed me to get a number of lilies of the valley, which I'll use probably between this episode and the next one in order to make some green wall paint, which in turn will allow me to finish leveling up my scholar at least through the regular level. Probably not going to get to the master levels, but enough so that when we go out into the wild and start finding journeyman level stuff, I can start reading them. But right now we need to finish up this quest with the two chieftains.
What do you need?
You've done very well, Pineclaw. Very well indeed. I reckon the goblins will be unable to mount an organized attack on the town without the leadership of those goblin chieftains. And I even killed their brother, too. You have performed a great service for both men and hobbits, and I'm sure the town of Strattle will be in your debt. Now Bree must know of our, well, I suppose it's really yours, great victory. Alright, so... Oh yes, I need to choose either this dagger, which is an improvement over my current one. Alright, so we'll take the dagger.
Would you do something for me?
Boy. And... Oh yes, I wanted to... Oh, actually, it's not a dagger. That's a spear. No wonder I had a bleed instead. I was wondering why I had a bleed to it. Alright, +4 vitality. I think that'll be better than the +4 will I currently got. So we'll at least take that. I'll look very funny trying to wield a spear in my left hand, so I'm probably not even allowed to do it on the left hand either anyway, because it would be completely illogical. Alright. Right. You see, the Watchers and I have been stationed in Stadel for only a short time to see to the defense of the little folk here. What with all the trouble we've heard from Archit and Combe had, it seemed a wise thing to defend Stadel, especially since its crops feed much of Breeland. My superior, Second Watcher Heatstraw, should know about our victories here in Stadel. Appears to be safe, at least for the moment. I dare not leave my post, though, so could you go and bring a report to Second Watcher Heatstraw in Breetown? He will probably be near the Boar Fountain. Alright then. So we'll take care of that. Captain Heatstraw, things are going well in Stadel. The town has been dealt with the minor threats of the Black Wolves, as you expected, but more surprising threat to be discovered in the marshes. Goblins. Fortunately, thanks to the efforts of the bearer of this note, bearer is an appropriate word, I guess, the town is safe from these vile beasts. The goblins appear to have led by two chieftains, Gurkstas and Gurzern. These creatures, though, were defeated, and without their leadership, the remaining goblins were now scattered to the far corners of the marsh. At your service, Guard Redweed. Alright, very well. Then with that done, we can go and speak with Second Watcher Heatstraw, who is a fairly important one. Well, he doesn't give you too many quests and all that stuff, but you do a couple of skirmishes with him. So you should get to know him that way. Alright. And he's also the one who goes through the tutorial with you for the skirmishes. I suppose he is important that way if you're a skirmisher. Alright, and speaking of Heatstraw, here he is. Hello there.
Greetings.
Well met, traveler. Your help is needed in Breetown. We should speak more of this matter.
How can I be of service?
You bring word from the Watchers in Stadel? Very good, very good. I'll take a look at this report, if you please. Ah, you bring good tidings. Goblins were a most unexpected threat, but it seems to be dealt with for most expeditiously. And a good thing, too. My men are spread too thinly to defend against all the dangers that have been rising up lately. You have my thanks again. Perhaps you could find work in Bree as well. Alright. He just sends you off to see the mayor, who sends you off for a tour. I don't need a tour of this town. Nope. Alright. But we could probably do a couple of black and filth. Yes. I think they're looking for some black and filth, and I happen to have a nice amount of it in my inventory. Eastrol's also the one whom you take your task to,
How can I be of service?
and that helps with the reputation a little bit. New deed disposed. The up-and-comer. Yes, now do 99 more of these. Yay! I only have about 30 of these on hand, so therefore I'll just be doing this 3 times. And in case you wonder how I knew black and filth so much, is because I checked with a plugin I have called, let's see, daily tasks there, where I type in something, it tells me how many tasks I have to the nearest bulletin board, which is, of course, this one obviously. Told me I had 31 black and filths out of the 10 that are needed for it. And that helps me to keep everything nice and in track. Alright, there we go.
What can I do for you?
Now that's taken care of, we can now head out to Parliament Butterbur. Oh, and I can turn XP back on. Actually, better not, because I think there are a couple of 14s here before I'm...
Oh, so much to do.
Well now, what is it I can do for you today? Well, let's see. Fate? Well, we'll just take the sword then.
Oh, so much to do.
I'm sure you... Alright. Ah, alright. I wasn't remembered whether or not forward a welcome guest was a level 14 or a 15. Apparently it's a level 15, so I can take that without too much trouble. And plus 7 agility. Well, while it's a nice bonus, alas, it's not appropriate. So many people coming and going these days. Yeah, sorry, just talk to Strider. Yeah. I'm not gonna...
How may I help you today?
read through everything by Barliman Butterbur. He tends to talk quite a bit, so there's absolutely no need to repeat every word he says. Oh, yes. Well... Okay. I missed that door, what, twice? Alright, here we go. Now here's Strider. Now let's see what he says.
Your tidings are grim.
Though he goes by the name of Strider, this is the man you were directed to find. Aragorn. You introduce yourself and deliver Radagast's message of warning. You have come a long way to bring me this message, my hearty friend.
There is little time to waste.
I am glad to meet you, Pineclaw, and I thank you for your message of Radagast. I have seen very few of your people in the side of the mountains, but it is good that grim Beorn has chosen to become involved. The shadow concerns him as well, for it concerns us all. Sadly, your message is not a surprise to me. 9 riders are abroad, and evil dwarves work with them. My friend Omdir has been taken by the shadow, and I fear he will become a wraith, lost forever. To the east of Bree there is a black-walled camp, which my men have been watching closely. If you're willing, that is where we must go, so to end Omdir's life before the process is complete. We will wait for nightfall, and then make our move against the Blackwolves. Speak with me again when you are ready to depart. Alright, then let's go.
Are you ready to leave?
Unraveling the thread.
Strider and the Rangers pursue their fallen brother Amdir to the Blackwolves' camp. But not all is as it seems.
Well, how does it seem then?
There is evil afoot.
Can you feel the chill in the air? It is no natural cold, but the chill of fear of evil. I doubt not that Amdir is here, but there is a greater evil as well. We should split our strength. For the good of Middle-earth, none can be allowed to escape. Leglin and I will look the other way inside, while you and Torden search for Amdir. We must be quick now, before the evil bursts forth from here and threatens all of Breland. It is time to act. Torden, take Pineclaw with you and head to the main gate. Yes, sir. I'm trying to think of the first time you do a quest with Aragorn.
What do you need?
Yeah, oh yeah, alright. Oh, okay, I haven't finished it. Oh yeah, now he's ready.
Are you ready?
Yeah, yes, let's go. Because usually he gives you quests, but you don't actually do anything with them until... Well, I'm trying to think of the first... if there are any quests before Helm's Deep. Okay, you do have the one in the Man Quest if you're on that side, but... Or in the Hobbit Quest where you meet him, but you really don't fight by his side on that one. I'm trying to figure out the first time you fight side by side with him. I'm going to have to see on that. And of course, if you do fight with him during Helm's Deep, which is likely, certainly not something that's... You hit the right button, please. Alright, there you go. Sheesh. Well. I don't think I quite got up to tier 3 on that. Alright, here we go.
Silently now. Darkness approaches.
Yeah, darkness approaches. Let me see about this gate, and... Here we go. Ooh. Alright, now... There's no need to concern yet. Ah, I found them after all. Well, I don't know why he'd be looking for me. You don't do anything against Gorgrim in... Now, I can understand any dwarves that you may be playing. Hitting a rat with a tier 3. The Line of Beorning Part 1. With a tier 3 claw is definitely overkill.
Stay a moment.
Whoever was that dwarf, and what power has he command wights? What the Black Wolves were in terror of, that creature is certain. But I still sense something greater still in these ruins. And where is Amdir? Perhaps beyond the gate? Well, actually... I went through a lot of trouble making these honey cakes, so I might as well go and grab one. So yes, I equipped the trait to bake the honey cakes, so I have them there, and so I've made 10 honey cakes. And that's because you can advance the deed for baking them 10 times a day, so might as well make them. I might as well eat them if I've got them there. Now, the honey cakes aren't quite as good as some other types of food. Ooh, some worn tablet fragments. Heh. I'm not too sure how many of the apprentice ones I've seen drop during the time, but here we are in this, just at the start of this thing, and I've already have a journeyman drop. Let's go ahead here. There you go. Sorry, I'm dear. Be at peace.
It's a sorry day.
It is a day both of dreary and joyous. It grieves me that we were forced to slay Amdir, but a relief that he should now be at peace. I will lead you back to Strider. I will return to my camp. All right?
It's a
The Nazgul have crossed the Eisen and are heading for the Shire. The hobbits must be quick-footed enough to escape the wrath of the Nine. And we can only hope that Frodo slips through the traps of the enemy.
All right. There we go. And during all that, we hit level 15. Which means we've got White Slayer, Prince of Cardolan, well, Line of Beorning, and a letter from my sister to Pineclaw. Mad Bear or one of us? Dear one, how goes your journey? You're often in my thoughts, and I hope that this letter finds you strong and hearty. Sturkis speaks of you often, jealous that you have gone to the wide lands and he has not. But every day some of Grimbeorn's resolve that we stay at home diminishes somewhat. I am writing to you to tell you that the word has reached us of a mighty bear, maddened with rage, rampaging through a forest in the Breeland. It may be nothing, but I wonder if it is more than that. Could it be that this creature is one of our kind, a skin changer? If so, we owe it to the people of the Breeland to put an end to the threat of it. The traveler that brought us this word says that he was in a camp near the old forest threatened by the creature. Find someone at this Adso's camp and do what you can. Langar. Alright then. So a little letter from Langar. Now we'll be going by Adso's camp later, so that's when we'll start that quest up. Meanwhile, let's talk to Strider.
alas for Amdir.
It grieves my heart that the enemy was able to turn Amdir thus. He has a friend and my kinsman. My people will remember him, and the man he once was, good and noble. It troubles me that the Nazgul have crossed the river and moved into the Breeland at just this time. There are events in motion which could determine the fate of Middle-earth. If you are able and willing, I may have another task for you. Now, he has this thing called freshly worked armor, which is level 15 armor. That's suitable for might-based medium. In other words, for Beorning, since that's the only class that's really set up that way. Let me save those so I don't accidentally delete them or anything like that, since they'll come in handy at some point. Alright, so let's take that.
I have a task for you.
And that gives me a choice of various armors here. The helm is... well, let's see if there's any that are... well, this one seems to be a greater jump. See if there are any that are like... oh. Significantly better armor and changes me from agility to vitality. That sounds like a good one. I'll get a few others later to fill in for the other positions. So next time we will go and head to a constable's aid in the next episode of Pineleaf Plays.